Last year, October, I got a chance to visit Sydney solo, and that was my first visit to an international country. I had no idea how to deal with abroad culture, their people, places, currency, and the most important thing that came to my mind, what would I do at the first time in Sydney? How to visit most of the places safely, solo, and within budget. So I made a checklist of how to visit most of Sydney within a budget, and I enjoyed my 1 week visit there. Sydney is an amazing, safe city for all, and there's so much to do. This Sydney's checklist will help you with your first time visit to Sydney, and you will feel relaxed. In any country, the first thing we do, which is buy a SIM card. When you land, just look for the options for the SIM. You will easily find a lot of shops in the airport area that provide SIM card with different options. So when I visited Sydney, I bought a Voda SIM with 4G data as the internet connection is very much required to navigate the place or for WhatsApp calling or any other purpose. The most important way to get around Sydney or any other foreign city is transportation. Taxis are very expensive and you cannot walk too much to cover everywhere. Sydney has an extensive public transport system that includes trains, buses, ferries, and light rail. They have an integrated payment method system called Opal Card, which you can use to ride everything like trains, buses, light rail, and even ferries too. Once you have bought the card, you have to recharge for your commuting purpose and make sure you will tap on and off it in buses or light rails. Opal Card has different prices caps on weekdays and weekends as well. Like its daily cap like 15 AUD, Australian dollar, then weekly cap is 60 AUD, Sunday cap is 2.5 AUD. Yes, 2.5 AUD on Sunday. Anywhere, everywhere, and as many stops you can travel. You can easily purchase an Opal card from any store or can get the card at the airport. So buy one and enjoy hassle-free Sydney like a local. One thing keep in mind, which is Sydney is a city of an early riser. Yes, you heard it right. Almost every cafe in Sydney opens by 7 a.m. Even most of the shops, malls, monuments, parks are also open by max of 8:30. So plan your trip early to roam around every possible place and utilize your time accordingly. The same way it goes like Sydney is a city of early closer. It's normal for eateries to close their kitchen at 9 p.m. Even that you have abandoned it past the point where it is possible to get supper, the chances are you may need to move far for it. Even the shops are open last 6 to 7 p.m. max. Most of them are closed by 6 p.m. Same applicable for bars and pubs too. Taxis are highly expensive. I tried for Uber from the airport to my hotel. Maximal 40 minutes distance and it charged me like hell. So make sure you will plan for it. Sydney has amazing public transport. You can even opt for iVenture. This is optional. This is not sponsored one. I had not much time in hand, so I went to the iVenture shop and opted for their Flexi attraction pass. They have different options to get a ticket for remarkable monuments or entertainment parks, and I chose the highest one within 3 days. And I had to choose 7 options from a choice over 35 attractions. So this was the best option for newcomers to visit or cover as many places or opt for other options too. But I think that I had very less time in my hand. So for 3 days, visited 7 attractions, I found it very easier way to explore Sydney. So what were the 7 options I opted for 35 attractions? I chose half an hour bus service, 24 hours Sydney and Bondi tour, which was pretty cool to cover these 2 places. The bus experience was mind-blowing and you can enjoy the double-decker ride too. Then I opted for Taronga Zoo, Sydney Tower and Opera House tour, the most iconic attractions I had opted for. Opera House has free to see from the outside, but I went to the inside of the opera to know more about the Sydney Opera House and its history. So if you are planning for Sydney, I will suggest you to not to just see it from outside, to go inside and know more about the opera house, its history and the architectural value. Again, Sydney without cruise service is just incomplete. So as obvious, I chose cruise service 24 hours half and off to roam around the entire Sydney via sea. Blue Mountain was my dream to visit, and so I opted for the Blue Mountain Explorer bus. You can cover the entire mountain region within the bus service without any hassle. Last but not least, because of a short span of time, I opted for fish and chips from the Blue Fish restaurant, which turned into a good decision for me. This restaurant is one of the famous restaurants for seafood and has heavenly ambience and the very darling harbour seaside. Sydney has a lot more free options to do, like the free walking tours. You can check on Google, as there are many free walking tours run every day at different locations of Sydney. Just enroll and enjoy a super cool walk with light-minded travelers, absolutely free of cost. Again, there are a lot more attractions there absolutely free to visit, like the Museum of Contemporary Art, the Art Gallery of New South Wales, the Botanical Garden, Hyder Park and Harbour Bridge. Climbing the bridge costs a lot of money, but walking at work, it doesn't cost a penny. This is one of the Australia's biggest icon and absolutely should not be missed. So these are the few points to be followed for a pestering free trip if you are planning to visit Sydney. There are a lot more things to learn and experience practically, but these are my most highlighted checklist of Sydney based on my personal experiences. If you want to comment anything about any other plus point, feel free to email me or feel free to comment on this comment section. I don't know that if podcast has the options to comment. Else you can follow me on my Instagram channel, which is Every Corner of World. I have a YouTube channel as well, Every Corner of World, and I have a blog as well, everycornerofworld.com. So I would love to see you around, like on my YouTube or Insta or my blog. This way I am going to finish this podcast. We'll meet you soon, and tab tak ke liye bye bye, tata, take care, enjoy your day.